Hello, this is Ron Bridges with M4 Connect. If you recall, we did a video on how to change the membrane cap on an SE715. Now, in this video, what we're going to do is show how to do a basic air calibration for applications that are not in pressurized vessels or pipes. So this would apply to anything where a DO probe, an SE715 imperiometric Clark cell or sensor is going to be used in an immersion style situation or ambient air pressure type applications. Now, when you received your SE15 715, you received this little plastic, I guess you could call it a vial. It's a calibration beaker is what it is. And of course, just again to show you what this SE715 looks like, here you go. What you do to prep this for calibration is, number one, make sure it's been polarizing for at least 6 hours. And again, as we said in previous videos, ideally you would do your PM at the end of the day, powered up overnight with a transmitter or the Portavo, and then the next morning the sensor will be fully polarized. Otherwise, if you try to calibrate it without polarization, meaning the sensor was either straight out of the box or you pulled it off an application and left it sit unpowered for a period of time, it's going to drift after calibration. So again, polarization is very important. So what I did though is, if you see here, I took the 715 and I put a little bit of water, just tap water, in the bottom of this little calibration beaker. And keeping in mind, don't let the probe touch or immerse into the water. Just keep it slightly above the water. The reason we do that is it's much simpler when you do your setup for calibration to go ahead and put in 100% humidity than trying to figure out what the actual air humidity is where you're trying to make the measurement. You can do it, but doing this way ensures that it's 100% humidity inside the beaker, and it makes it a much simpler calibration. So what we're going to do is we go into menu, go over to calibration, hit enter, and then we're going to go into air calibration. All right, now if you recall in the previous video when we did the membrane replacement, we did the membrane module replacement. That's already completed. We don't have to do that again. So calibration mode in air, so I hit start. And as you can see, it's giving me my air pressure at 996 millibar and 100% humidity. Now, keep in mind, when you're using a Portavo and you have the system set up for air pressure, there's a small air pressure device on the back of the Portavo that's monitoring the real air pressure. So you do not have to touch this for this type of calibration. So leave it at 100% humidity, or change it to 100% if it wasn't already there, and you hit continue. Now, DO probes take a little bit of time to stabilize, so we may see anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds of stabilization. And once we have the calibration completed on this DO probe, it will be ready to be carried out and do a hot swap with the probe that's already in the field. Now, I recommend once we get to that point where we have the final calibration results and we apply it to the sensor, that you leave the DO probe connected to the Portavo powered up as you take it out to the field. That way, again, you want to try to minimize the amount of time that the sensor is not connected to a power source. Less than 5 minutes, you're okay. Once you go over 5 minutes being disconnected, you want to give it some time to polarize. And if you look in the box, there is some instructions on how much time, based on time disconnected versus how much time it needs to be polarized to ensure that there's no drift. So here's our calibration results, our 0 point, slope, response time 60 seconds. I hit apply, and we're good. So in this point, everything is ready to go. This is ready to be taken into the field and swapped with a sensor that's already out there. So again, we appreciate your time. We hope this information is valuable, and you have a great day.